And I think it's time for us to start. So good evening, everybody. This is Financial Sense, a monthly public service of Penny Forward. Penny Forward is a nonprofit organization that helps blind people navigate the complicated landscape of personal finance through education, mentoring, and mutual support. You can learn more about us and join us if you'd like at our website, which is www.pennyforward.com. And I'd also like to remind you or let you know if you are just joining us for the first time about our brand new Penny Forward mobile app available on iOS and Android. Just go to the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store and search for Penny Forward, 2 words, and you will find it. Please download it and please take the time to give us a rating and a review. It would really help us to spread the word. We usually talk a little bit about some Penny Forward news, maybe a little financial news at the beginning of all of our calls. And then we talk about the topic of the night. So in Penny Forward news, keep tuned to the Penny Forward blog and watch for us to be putting up shortly on the website links to our new Penny Forward t-shirts, sweatshirts, and tote bags. We designed those in collaboration with Trisha from Blind Girl Designs. So they'll be available for sale through the Penny Forward website and also through blindgirldesigns.com. And if you are a blind business owner that would like to collaborate with us on a fundraiser, we would love to help promote your business if you would be able to help us to bring in a little bit of extra income for our nonprofit organization. Please send an email to pennyforward@pennyforward.com if that is something that you think you might like to pursue. This month, on our monthly member meetups, we have a month with 5 Wednesdays in it. Our monthly member meetup, excuse me, I'm talking about our monthly member meetups, and I really mean our weekly members only group chats. Our weekly members only group chats occur on Wednesdays. And in months with 5 Wednesdays in them, we hold a book discussion on the 5th Wednesday. And this month we are reading and will be discussing Poverty by America, written by Matthew Desmond. We always pick books that are available on Bard and Audible and other accessible formats. And information about where to get this book is available on pennyforward.com. So go and check that out, please. And that is something that is available to our paying members. So if that is something that is interesting to you, please join us either at a monthly subscription for $9.99 a month or a yearly subscription for $99 a year. And we started giving away some thank you gifts for joining during convention season, and we still have some of those left. If you join at the monthly subscription rate, you will receive a retractable USB cable that has the Penny Forward logo on it. It's a universal charging cable. It's got a USB plug on one end, and on the other end, it has 3 connections for USB-C, Apple Lightning connector, and a micro USB. It's great for charging your phone or Braille display. It retracts into a little reel that is about the size of a jar of lip balm, and it extends out to 6 feet long. So it's a really handy thing. If you subscribe for a yearly subscription, you save almost 2 months in memberships, but you also will receive the USB cable and a solar-powered power bank. This is a 2,500 milliamp hour battery that has a solar panel on one side of it and an onboard USB cable and adapter that can be used to charge your micro USB or Lightning or USB-C devices. It's really small, really slim, There are no buttons on it and only one light that shows you if it is charging. So it's quite accessible, and it's got the Penny Forward logo on the back of it. It's great for topping off your phone when you run out of phone battery in the middle of the night because you're stuck in an airport. I know this from personal experience because it happened to me last month. That is, all of those things are things that you get if you join Penny Forward for $99 a year, and then you get a full year of access to all of our Penny Forward services. If you're not quite ready to do either of those things yet, though, please join us anyway as a guest member. Guest members get early access to the Penny Forward podcast and access to, right now, all of our online courses. Those courses include budgeting and banking basics, simplifying Social Security, taking on taxes, concerned about credit, and digging out of debt, and we're adding more. That's for a limited time, though. So if you're going to join as a guest member, go ahead and take those courses while they're available, because they won't be available for free forever. In financial news, and I'm not going to cover a ton of financial news because it's not always very interesting, but an interesting nugget from today was that the average American makes around $3,300 a month right now in 2023. The average rent in 2023 is about $2,000 a month, or about 61% of the average American's income. That is dangerously high, and it's making it very difficult for even Americans who are fairly well off to make ends meet. So if you are struggling, know that we can teach you all of the budgeting and money management techniques that we know of, but we also recognize that it is really hard to get by right now, and so we want to give you all of the tools that we can, but we also want to make sure that that if you're struggling just to make ends meet, it's not your fault. It's just hard right now. So that is a really important thing to remember whenever we talk about financial topics, because many people can feel when somebody is talking about being a better manager of money like they're doing something wrong. And well, I believe that we can always make improvements in any part of our life, including our financial life. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong if life is really hard for you right now. Really important to stress that. Also, in case you missed it, Apple is starting to pay out on a settlement for iPhone users because it throttled its battery charging over the last few years. It's going to pay out about $500 million in funds. So if you have been an iPhone user for the last 10 years, you probably will be able to receive money as a part of this settlement with Apple. So do some research and find out how you get access to those funds, because that could be kind of a good chunk of change for you. There also is an app that a friend of mine posted about, and this is somebody that I trust, posted about on Facebook that some of you may be interested in, called Honeygain, HoneyGain. Honeygain is an app that runs in the background on your computer and uses your excess computer power when you're not using it for yourself to do number crunching for data scientists and other kinds of scientific operations. You get $5 just for signing up, and if you use enough of your computing power to have earned $20, you will get paid $20 in cash. So if you've got a computer that runs all the time, like I do, and maybe you're not sitting at it all the time, you might want to check this out and see if this might be right for you. He says that it is quite accessible, and after some studying, it appears to him to be legit. So I'll be checking it out, and I thought I'd throw that tip out to you as well. And now I think it's time for us to talk about the topic of the day. It is August 17th, and that means we're midway through August. We are starting to feel like fall in some parts of the country, or we will be shortly. We are looking forward to things like pumpkin spice, cooler temperatures, especially for some of us who have been very, very hot over the course of the last few weeks when it's been really hot, and beautiful fall colors. And it's also time for back to school sales and Labor Day sales. And this seems to be as good a time as any for us to talk about all of the things that are on sale during the months of August and September. And this is a very interactive discussion, so I'm going to throw out some things, but I'm also going to open it up to all of you to share the things that you look for on sale to save money at this time of year. Some things to start off the conversation, though. In August, and we just missed this, unfortunately, because it was on August 4th, every year on August 4th is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day means that there are plenty of different chocolate chip cookie themed sales from lots of different chocolate chip cookie vendors, such as Insomnia Cookie and so forth. So unfortunately, we just missed that. I don't mean to be teasing you about it, but look for it next year on August 4th. Back to school supplies are kind of an obvious one, but a big one this time of year. The best deals that you're going to find are on standard school supplies, not the fancy ones, but just the basic, your pencils, your paper, your basic crayons, your basic pocket folders, and those kinds of school supplies. But if you don't need to buy those kinds of supplies just yet, or if you're willing to buy some of them now, but maybe buy some of them a little bit later, school supplies go on sale even more in September right after school starts. And that's because the stores want to get the school supplies off the shelves to make room for other stuff. So my recommendation, buy the minimum that you need to get by during the month of August, and then buy the rest in the first part of September to save yourself some money. Another thing that occurs in August that doesn't happen in every state, but it happens in some states, and you might want to check to see if yours is one of them, are sales tax holidays. During these sales tax holidays, which usually occur over a weekend, stores put things on sale and they don't charge you sales tax as a part of the price. So that can save you sometimes 6, 7, 8 or more %, depending on how much you pay in sales tax in your state. It's definitely worth checking out whether that happens in your state, and also looking at retailers that you normally shop at to see if they have sales tax holidays, because even if it doesn't happen in your state, they may do it nationally, and you may get lucky. Summer clothing is going on sale now because it's starting to cool down, and stores want to get that stuff off of the shelves and replace it with fall clothing, and yes, even winter clothing at this point. So one of the best times to buy anything is right after everybody else wants it. So things that you would normally really think of as being summer things, including clothing, will be on sale in the month of August. Laptops are generally at their best prices in November. especially on Black Friday. However, back to school is a good time to get good deals on laptops, especially laptops that might be interesting to college students, but not just college students are using laptops these days. Even elementary school students are using Chromebooks, and you can find Chromebooks for as little as $38 this time of year during back to school sales. There's some other stuff here that we can talk about if the conversation lulls, but at this point, I want to let you know how to join in the conversation. And I'm going to introduce two co-hosts here. The first is Mo Carpenter. She is hosting the Zoom side of our call. And Mo, please introduce yourself and tell everybody how they can participate in the conversation through Zoom.
Hello, everybody. This is Mo, and you can unmute with Alt-A on a PC, Command-Shift-A, I believe, on the Mac. It's been a while since I've done these commands, and look under the reactions button. Oh, I did unmute. Sorry. Raise hand. My apologies. Alt-Y on the computer, like you say, yes, I want to know, I want to give you my answer. That's why it's Alt-Y to raise your hand, and Options-Y on the Mac. And on the phone, you have to look under reactions usually. Sometimes it's under some other menus. So poke around on the
more
phone
menu.
app. The more menu, thank you. I don't think I have a more menu anymore. Or at least that's not where my raised hands is.
It varies.
And that other voice that we hear is Liz. And Liz, would you like to tell people how they can join in on Clubhouse?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Liz. To join us in the conversation over in Clubhouse, you will have a request to speak button near the bottom of your screen. When you activate that, and then once you are brought up on stage, which when you are brought up on stage, you will be muted. And I kindly ask that you stay muted until we call on participants. But when you are on stage, that where that request to speak button was, that will be replaced by a mute/unmute toggle. And I'll just turn it over to Chris.
Thanks, Liz. So I'm sure that many of you have things that you look forward to during this time of year as far as things that go on sale, such as patio furniture, garden tools, luggage, air conditioners, and more. So get ready to raise your hand or unmute yourself and share your tips and tricks for saving during the transition from summer to fall. Starting in Zoom, go ahead and raise your hand using Alt-Y or Option-Y or under the More menu or the Reactions menu on Zoom. And if we have any raised hands over there, we are ready to call on you. Mo, do you have any raised hands in Zoom yet?
I do not yet. And just if you have trouble unmuting, I do want to say you do have to hit the got it button as we are streaming and are we recording? We're just streaming, I think. You will have to hit the got it. If you cannot find the got it, you will probably need to exit out and come back in and get it that time.
Thank you, Mo. Yeah, go ahead and raise your hand. Otherwise, we'll switch over to Clubhouse. And on Clubhouse, if you'd like to speak, just stay quiet and go ahead and unmute so that Liz can tell that you're wanting to speak, and she will call on you now. Liz, anyone want to talk over in Clubhouse?
We do have one person on stage. Lindsay, feel free to unmute. Hello, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Lindsay. You have any tips for for items that you look for on sale this time of year?
Usually I just browse around to see like if there is anything. Like I know like I'll be trying to get prepared because the way the days go quicker and quicker, like ways to find stuff to stock up for the winter months and as well, not just as the fall season.
Okay. Well, thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate that. And if you think of anything more, feel free to chime back in a little bit later. Did you know that air conditioners go on sale this time of year? And not just air conditioners like central air conditioners, like would air condition your whole home, but also window air conditioners and personal air conditioners. Personal air conditioners can sometimes be had for like $15, even $10 this time of year. These are things that you wear around your neck and they blow cool air right at the back of your neck or at your face if you're really hot. You can wear them outside if you're gardening. They've become quite popular in the past few years. I think because the battery technology is good enough and light enough now to be able to power them for a reasonable amount of time. So air conditioners, you may not be looking for them now that it's starting to cool down, but if it was really a struggle for you to get through this summer, it may be something you want next summer. And so maybe you want to be watching for those air conditioner deals this fall. Mo, any raised hands over on the Zoom side? You are muted.
I'm sorry, we had messages in the chat and I was checking that quick. We do not have any hands up. At least they're not showing to me as up if we do.
Fair enough. Remember that you'll have to hit that got it button before you can unmute on Zoom. Oh, and I see one right now. Michael Babcock.
Hello.
Hi.
I came in a little bit later. Are we talking about how we find good sales?
Sure are.
I sacrifice my time to find good sales because I'm on entirely way too many mailing lists. But a lot of the companies that I have that I'm on their mailing list run sales, especially going into the holiday season. And when you can afford annual membership, sometimes you can save a lot of money by picking that up while it's on sale around the holiday season.
Oh, good idea. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. I mentioned that luggage goes on sale this time of year, and this is one that is not as obvious until you start thinking about why. We often go on lots of trips during the summer, and so luggage is something that we tend to buy when we go on lots of trips. Well, people are not taking as many trips now, so stores are trying to clear out their extra luggage this time of year to make room for other stuff. Also related to back to school, backpacks tend to go on sale around this time of year. So if you feel like you need a new set of luggage, excuse me, this might be the time to start looking for that. I think I heard, Mo, another raised hand over on Zoom.
We have Julie.
Hi, Julie, go ahead.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Well, it's evening here. Anyway, I am actually in the market for some office chairs, like, furniture kinds of things. I don't know if this would be about the right time or if I should maybe look at waiting until November, but for anyone interested, I have shopped on occasion from Catherine's, which is a clothing store for like plus size, and they've got some sales going on too, if anybody's interested in those kinds of things.
Thanks, Julie. in answer to your question, this would be a good time to look for office chairs or desk chairs because that falls under the category of college furniture. And you might want to wait just a touch longer until September when the demand for some of that stuff starts to drop down. And then you might find really good deals on office chairs if you can hold out that long. Liz, are there any, and thank you, Julie, I appreciate you chiming in. Liz, is there anyone new over on the Clubhouse side that maybe wants to chime in?
We do not have anyone else currently on stage. One thing I will say, though, to contribute to the conversation is that I recently noticed an email that Amazon is apparently having sales on their latest Echo devices. So apparently you can get something like $40 off if you were in the market for a new Echo. Also, CNET had laptops on sale. And that's about the only two things I can think of to add right now.
Well, thank you, Liz. That's helpful. Yeah, Amazon is probably doing some back to school sales, and this is about the time when a lot of stores are starting to do early Labor Day sales too. So it's really a good time for sales right in the last 2 weeks of August and the first 2 weeks of September, I think. Some kinds of food are particularly good to buy, and particularly produce that is in season is good to buy at this time of year. So you might start to look for things like apples, apricots, or apricots, depending on how you'd like to say that, blueberries, cantaloupe, figs. I don't think I've ever had figs that I can remember. Kiwi, mangoes, peaches, plums, raspberries, strawberries, and watermelon are all in season right now. And on the vegetable side, acorn squash, butternut squash, a lot of squashes, corn, cucumbers, eggplant, green beans, kohlrabi, lettuce, okra, peppers, summer squash, Swiss chard, tomatoes, which I think are technically a fruit, but they're in the vegetables list for whatever reason.
So are
And
cucumbers.
Good point. And zucchini. Those are all in season right now. And some of those, by the way, stay in season through September. So if you're looking for produce, those are probably the best, freshest ones to buy. And they're probably going to have their best prices this time of year as well. Mo, do you have any thoughts about items you look for, or are there any raised hands over on the Zoom side?
I do have a suggestion, and this isn't necessarily what you're going to see in a store, but it is move out and move in season for many college students. So there is a lot of furniture that goes for sale for people that are moving out of college apartments. And I apologize, my children just ran out here. And so there's a lot of furniture and things that you can find on for sale sites or in your Facebook for sale groups or just garage sales in your neighborhood. So that would be something I would look for at this time of year.
Definitely. Thank you, Mo. And any raised hands over there on Zoom?
Not as of right now.
Fair enough. Well, if you think of something over on Zoom or Clubhouse, feel free to join in to the conversation. We're really glad that you're here. In the month of September, some of the most common things to go on sale, and Mo started to allude to some of this, are things that might be considered to be college move-in types of items, or things that were college move-in types of items in August and are now being moved off the shelves. Mattresses go on sale over Labor Day, and many stores do bedding and linen packages along with mattresses. So if you want to buy a whole new mattress, you may get some bedding and sheets and stuff along with the deal. But you also, if you wait until after the sales, may be able to get some of that bedding stuff on clearance, even if you don't need a whole new mattress. So that's something that's worth checking out. Grills. We don't do a lot of grilling in the fall, at least not up here in Minnesota where I live. It's starting to get cold, but we can still do a little of it. But that's why grills go on sale this time of year, because they are considered to be summer items and stores are trying to move them off of the shelves. So if you want a nice grill, this might be the time to look. Furniture, of course, Mo talked about that, and especially things that can be considered to be dorm furniture, but really any kind of furniture in the month of September tends to have pretty good deals. So be watching for them at places like Home Furniture, Ashley Furniture, IKEA, Amazon, Wayfair. You know, a lot of them have things like that on sale this time of year. Snow blowers. Even though it's not winter yet, this can be a good time of year to find good deals on snow blowers. And don't forget to look for refurbished ones too, because you can find a refurbished snowblower for as little as $120. Refurbished items tend to work just as well as brand new. So they're definitely something to be watching for, especially because at least up here, we know we're going to get snow sooner rather than later. So we're going to want one of those. Any raised hands over, or unmuted people, I guess, over on the clubhouse side, Liz?
There are no raised hands or new people on stage, no, at this time.
Okay.
And we do
Well,
have a hand in Clubhouse, and it is Julie again.
Go ahead.
Zoom?
And Zoom, yeah.
Like, wait, okay.
Oh, did I say
A hand
Clubhouse?
that's
I'm
invisible
sorry.
to
I
me.
have background noise and it's distracting me.
Other form. But yeah, actually, I got an email this morning for people looking for some of the adaptive lower. Yeah, sorry. Speaking of being distracted, the independent living aids through Blind My Smart, that they have like different kinds of magnifiers on sale now. I don't know if they're good deals or not, since I don't have any sight at all. I don't normally shop for magnifiers, but I saw in the email that they sent out that they have some marked, like they're discounted. And also they had a talking scale on sale and a talking pulse oximeter. I don't know anything about them, never used them, but they did send out an email this morning about it.
Okay.
I do just want to mention a caveat with magnifiers. You do really want to be careful with purchasing a magnifier on your own, because if you purchase one that really isn't working without knowing that, you may be doing yourself a disservice. So I just have to mention that as a blind reading professional.
Yeah, thank you, Liz. If it might be good to have some evaluation of what magnifier is going to work best for you and what power you want and stuff before you go out and buy. But if you've had one before and you lost it or something, and you know what it is that you're getting, then by all means,
Absolutely.
that might be a good thing. I think there was another hand raised over on Zoom, but before we get to that, did you know that on August 24th, that's coming up next week, it will be National Waffle Day. And on National Waffle Day, there might be deals on waffles at restaurants, particularly, so watch for those. Mo, who do we have over in Zoom? I thought I heard a raised hand, but I didn't hear who it was.
I think you might be hungry, Chris. And we have Janine with her hand raised.
Hi, Janine.
Hi. So I have some tips on stuff that go on sale now that you might want. So for those of you who have kids or those of you who like children, this time of year at the end of August, the summer toys go on sale. So there's like water balls, bouncy balls, little craft. They go on sale at Big Lots, at Target, at all over the place. So sometimes you can get things for 75% off or 90% off. So you can either buy them for stockings for Christmas, or what I do, I stock up on a bunch of that stuff and I give it away at Halloween. So if I get like a pack of water guns, which it's not always good to give water guns, and I know how people feel, but you could get a pack of water guns, like 5 water guns. They're normally $4. You could get a pack of water guns for 75 cents. Or you could get pool toys. And I live in Florida and pool toys are good all year. And those are like 75% off. So I stock up and buy things like that to give away for Halloween, because candy can be like $10 to $15 a bag. And why not buy some non-perishable stuff because you can? Or if you want to stock on it for presents for the children in your life. I have some children in my life, and I stock up now and I give them things and they get very excited. I also give them candy, but it's also good to stock up if you need notebooks for anything, like those 3, I don't know if you said it, those 3-ring notebooks. You can usually get them for 10 cents to 25 cents each. I know most of us are blind and don't write with them, but you could use them for crafts, or if you need paper for your printer, or, things like that. You could always stock up and do that. Like for Christmas, they do have like shoebox gifts that you send to military or that you send to children. So you could buy like the pencils and the notebook and the this, while things are like 25 cents each, and put them in a shoebox. And then at Christmas, it's cheaper for you. Instead of paying $20 for the box, you've bargain shopped and it was like $5.
Those are good tips, Janine. Thank you. And I in response to Mo, I put the food references in there specifically for Janine because I knew she was going to be here tonight.
Food
But
reference.
she missed the one that she would care most about.
Did you
Which
miss?
one? Say
Did
it
you
again.
miss National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day? It was back on August 4th. You probably missed it, but now you know.
Yeah. So on those days, on Pancake Day, you can go to IHOP, you can go to Perkins, and you get I don't know if y'all have Perkins, but you get a free stack of pancakes. The waffle thing's a little tricky. Like if you go to Waffle House, they don't give you a free waffle, because I've tried on Waffle Day. It's very sad.
Oh, you
That
would
is
think
very sad.
that really is. You would think Waffle House of all places would pay attention to National
No.
Waffle Day.
They don't. And also, with my Cookie of the Month Club, I do Cheryl's cookies. I'll just say the name. I've never really said the name, but it's Cheryl & Co. cookies. And they have fruit cookies in the summer, like lemon, orange, key lime, strawberry, blueberry. They have the end of the season sale because they're getting ready for winter, like candy cane, pumpkin, cranberry. So you can buy cookies at half price of the summer flavors, like summer. Also with the popcorns, if you go to a popcorn place, you can get those on sale as well at this time of year.
Real good. Thank you again, Janine.
And if you go to a farm, you can stock up on corn, because corn is really good to get right now. You can get like 6 ears of corn for $1. Sometimes it's 7, and you can cut it off. You can either boil it, blanch it, grill it, and you can freeze it in bags. I use that in cooking a lot for stews and stuff. So when you can get the corn so cheap, I buy corn year round, no matter what the price is, because Chewbacca eats it every other day. So I can't really freeze it for him. He eats it fresh, but for corn, it's really great.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Lots of really good stuff. Major appliances.
Sorry, I was just going to add that for the children's toys, it's not just the summer toys that are on clearance this time of year. A lot of times they're clearing out space for the Christmas toys. So you can find a lot of good deals just on the regular everyday toys.
She's right. Like board games and those things. Like if you put a circle into a triangle, there's baby stuff, toddlers, older kids. So now is the time to buy your Christmas presents so you can save money. It really is, because in December it's crowded. You don't want to deal with the stores. There's too many people. And then when everyone's stressed, you're like, oh, I'm done.
Yes. Major appliances, particularly in September, go on sale. We're not talking your little appliances now. We're talking about your dishwashers, your stoves, your refrigerators, those kinds of things. It's pretty common for those to go on sale in September for whatever reason. So major appliances are something that you want to be looking for. If you need a new mattress, I might have mentioned this before, but if you need a new mattress,
You did.
September is the time to look for new mattresses. Going down my list here, bicycles are another one that we haven't talked about. Now, you might want to buy a bicycle in the spring. I know that my family has done this a lot. In fact, my daughter wanted a new bike during the COVID pandemic, and there were not a lot of bikes in the stores. And we had to really look around to find her a new bike during the pandemic. And it was really hard. But if we had been able to wait, or if we had been able to think about it a little bit earlier, we should have looked for a bike for her the previous September, because then we might have been able to save a bunch of money. Another thing that I have personally noticed is that, and not only is this just cheaper than it has been lately, but it also tends to be a good time of year to get deals on this, is airfare. If you are planning to take a holiday trip, particularly, you might want to book that trip in September, because airfare for the holidays tends to be at its best prices during September and into early October. And then it starts to get pricier as people start to get closer and closer to the holidays, and they're thinking about wanting to get to visit their family. Not only is airfare cheaper though in the fall, but it's just cheaper now in general. Airfare prices have dropped almost 20% in the last few months. One of the last trips I took cost nearly $600. And a trip that I was looking at booking for October is looking like it might cost way less than that, right around $300. Maybe even less than that, depending on what airline I fly and whether I want to do a connecting flight or not. So if you have been waiting to take a trip or something, this might be a good time to at least look at airfares and see if maybe you can, maybe they're more affordable to you now.
With that, Chris, I wanted to mention there is one airline that has a end of summer special. I'm not sure if it goes till the end of September or the end of August, but it's fly all you want for one price for I think it's $199. So you can fly as much as you want.
Oh, good to know.
Frontier,
okay.
But they get you okay, so you can buy this pass and travel wherever you want, but they get you with luggage. Luggage is at least $50 for checking, and then if you have a carry-on, it's $69.
Want to go back over to Clubhouse and just check in with Liz over there to see if anyone over in Clubhouse wants to chime into the conversation.
Not at this time.
Okay. Well, feel free to interrupt us and let us know if somebody does.
Chris, did you say computers go on sale now too?
I did say, yes, I did say computers, particularly laptops, and even Chromebooks. You can buy Chromebooks for as little as $38 this time of year for your And they're really
And-
good for your younger kids.
And I've noticed surge protectors are on sale right now because they've been like $8 off and $20 off, depending on the size you need and the holes you need. If you want them for your USB cables or you want them for actual plugs, I've noticed those are really on sale right now. I will say with the electronics, because I have purchased new home appliances. I have a friend and myself purchased new refrigerators recently, and it was hard to find them. They might have the model in the store, but you can't order it, or it takes months for them to get you the exact one you want, and they won't sell you the display model, I found. So you can get the deal on it, but you have to wait a long time for the appliance to be delivered.
Oh, that can be tough, especially if you kind of have an emergency and need a fridge right now.
I don't
Yeah.
know if that's as true right now. That was a big problem around COVID and when there was still a lot of shortage of drivers and things. I think that's corrected itself a little bit, but I guess I haven't heard current statistics on that.
Yeah, my mother-in-law just recently needed to buy a new fridge, and because her fridge died, and the repair guy said it was going to cost more than the price of a new one to fix it. So she wasn't real picky though. She just bought, one that fit in her space. But I could see where if you do have an exact model in mind for something like that, it can be hard.
One tip with that, I purchased mine from Best Buy because I just did, and I opened a card. And when I bought it, when you open a new card, you get 10% back. So because my fridge was $6,000, we got $600 reward points. So I got to buy a toaster oven, a new blender, machines, earbuds. Like, I stocked up on a lot of electronics because it was free money. We had the money in the bank, so we charged it on the card. It was 0 interest for the first year of Best Buy. And then we got $600 of other electronic things for free.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. If you're a gardener, perennials, these are plants that bloom over the course of multiple years. They start to stop blooming at this time of year. And so garden stores want to get them out of the garden center. But you can buy them and you can plant them and they'll bloom again next spring. So if you're a gardener and you like perennials, this is really one of the best times of year to buy them from a price perspective.
Is that true?
It is true. Yeah.
I have found when I do that, they don't grow back.
Well, this is what I've read, and you might have been buying annuals, not perennials, because annuals only bloom once, 1 year, and then they die.
And the southern climate might have some different
could be
rules. Like if it's something that needs to freeze over the winter, you're not getting frozen temperatures, so you're not going to get that frozen over the winter. And some things grow or bloom on last year's growth. So if you cut off all that growth, you're not going to get blooms the next year.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mo.
Previous generation iPhones. One of the best times of the year to buy a new iPhone is right before Apple announces the next generation of iPhone. And that usually happens sometime in September. Sometimes it's the week right after Labor Day. Sometimes it's a little bit later. It has been as late as October in some cases, but we generally start to expect those announcements to come out right around the beginning of September. And as soon as the new iPhones are announced, the previous generation iPhones, which are still very, very good, go on sale. And that's also true, by the way, for Android phones like your Samsung Galaxies or your Google Pixels or other types of phones. Many manufacturers come out with a new model roughly once a year. And if you know what schedule they do that on, you might be able to get a perfectly good phone that is last year's model at a reduced price, right as they're making that announcement of this year's model. Another one that people don't always think about is fitness equipment. Fitness equipment tends to go on sale in the fall, sometimes because people think of a lot of exercise, particularly outdoors, in the summer. But even fitness equipment that isn't really outdoor fitness equipment, like stationary bikes or treadmills or stair climbers, even kettlebells or dumbbells or these free weights, this kind of thing does go on sale this time of year, particularly in September. So if you are into fitness or you want to start a fitness journey, now could be a good time to look for that kind of thing. And if you're not quite ready, January also might be a good time, because that stuff tends to go on sale during New Year's resolution season. So fitness equipment too. Mo or Liz, any hands raised over on the Clubhouse or on the Zoom?
We do have someone in Clubhouse.
Awesome. Who would that be?
Kelly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my mom took our daughter back to school shopping today, and they went to the Goodwill, and it just so happened that it was a day where they had 50% off everything. Oh, Abby just told me it's National Thrift Store Day today, and so that's why everything was 50% off. But also, a lot of times the Goodwill has like senior days where they have a certain percentage off. I think those are on Tuesdays. So, certain stores have deals like that you can look out for.
Thank you, Kelly. That's really good. Yeah, Abby got most of her back to school clothing shopping done today. So that was really great for our family. She was able to buy at least one shirt for $2 that retails for $95, and it looks brand new. So that she was really excited about that. We're raising a very thrifty child in our house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have also, depending on your thrift store, where I am, there's a place called ARC, A-R-C thrift stores, and they do different days where different color tags will be on sale. Even when I was in Tennessee and Arkansas, because I love thrifting and thrift stores, they have different tags of colors of things on sale now, and they'll help you find what you need. But yeah, Saturday, everything's half price at our thrift shop here where I am. And the senior days are usually Tuesday, but I think it's awesome. I didn't know it was National Thrift Store Day today. Maybe they were having a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Abby just told me that. So that's kind of
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just go after this call. I mean, they won't be closed
There
yet.
you go.
So, I mean, this
Go
call
for
will
it.
be over at like 7:30. We have a call on late. Well, anyway, I might still have time. So
Maybe.
We do have ARC stores here in Minnesota as well.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you went, or you went to Goodwill?
My mom took her to Goodwill, and then she took her to another thrift store in ARC. I'm not sure what the name was.
Yeah, so they also have kitchen things besides clothes. I recently had to get some pots and dishes and Corningware for my friend. And on Saturdays, almost everything at ARC is half off, they said. So I was waiting till Saturday and not going today for sales. But that's a good thing that you did that. Congrats on your $2 shirt. I got a pair of Ralph Lauren polo khakis for my friend and had the tag on it, and they were like $100, and we got them for, it was marked $6.99, but that color was on sale, so I got them for $3.50.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Janine. We're starting to run out of time, and I want to throw one more item out there, and then I have another thing I want to tell you all about before we go. The last item on my list, and if you can wait until Black Friday, you may find better deals than now, but it is not uncommon to find deals on TVs this time of year. So if you are wanting or even needing a new TV, you might do some looking around to see what kind of deals are out there. And if you can hold out, there are likely to be tons of Black Friday deals in November.
And or Cyber Monday deals. I feel like that should also be mentioned.
Yes, to me, they're kind of synonymous. But you raise a good point.
So, Chris, did you do research on the best time of year, if I missed it, to purchase a car? Is this a good time?
I just looked at the months of August and September for this particular call. So
did it say this is a good time?
I did not see cars on the list.
Yeah, we did not get a sale.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Cars, they do have, car dealers do tend to have sales for pretty much every major holiday. So I wouldn't doubt that there are cars on sale during Labor Day, but I don't have a ton of research to be prepared to talk about cars this time, but I will take that as a to-do to go and look and try to find that out for you, Janine.
So this information might be a couple years old, pre-pandemic, but it used to be like your brand new smaller cars were the first of the year is when they would bring out the new ones. So that's when you would get the sales on the old ones. And then this time of year is usually when they're bringing out trucks and that kind of thing. So that's what you would be finding on sale.
She's right. The trucks and the Rams and those things were on sale, but we didn't want a truck. We wanted a car.
Okay. Well, thanks, Mo, for helping out with that question. One other thing I want to tell you about, and then it'll be time for us to go. I would like you all to please go to www.pennyforward.com/summit-registration and register for our upcoming strategic planning summit, which we will be holding in the month of September. That page has the registration form and also gives you some idea of what to expect. And if you are on one of our Penny Forward email lists, also go and look in your email. I sent you an email with the link in it today as well. And if you miss that link, you can always visit pennyforward.com and there's a blog post up there and you can find it. This is really important. Penny Forward is growing really fast. We have doubled our membership in 2023 from 2022. And we want to continue that growth, and we want to make sure that we are doing our best to serve everybody in our community. And the best way for us to do that is to get your input on how we can best serve you. We're going to be doing that through a strategic planning summit that will happen over the course of 3 nights in September. We'd like you to register for it because those meetings will have some small group breakout sessions, and it helps us to set up some of those groups ahead of time to make sure that they are diverse. Another reason to register, though, is that we are going to be doing drawings, and I can't tell you what we'll be giving away yet because we don't know yet. But we are going to be giving things away on all 3 nights to thank you for your participation. So not only is this a way for you to help us to give you the best possible financial wellness education that we can, but it is a way for you to possibly win something that you want or need.
Mhm.
Again, www.pennyforward.com/summit-registration, or just visit pennyforward.com and look for the post up there. And you can always give us a phone call or send us an email. Our contact information is on the website, and just say, hey, I missed that link. Can you send it to me again? And we'll be happy to do that. I will give out our phone number and our email address before we go, though. The phone number for Penny Forward, and we answer the phone between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Central Time, but we sometimes return your calls later, so feel free to really leave a voicemail if we don't happen to be able to pick up. The phone number is 1-888-332-5558. Again, that's 1-888-332-5558. If email is more your thing, that's fine too. We accept emails. They go to several of us, so one of us will get back to you through our general email address, which is pennyforward@pennyforward.com. Again, pennyforward@pennyforward.com. And if you missed any of that stuff, you can find it by going to our website, pennyforward.com, or, and don't forget this, by downloading the Penny Forward app, available on iOS or Android. Just search for the words Penny Forward, 2 words, in the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. And we would love to have a rating and a review of the app from you as well. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. It was a really good discussion. Thanks to all of you who chimed in, but thanks to you who took the time to tune in and listen. Next month, we'll be back again with a discussion on meal planning and how to optimize your meal planning to save as much as you can on your daily eating habits. Tune back in for that again, the 3rd Thursday in September. And thank you again, everybody, and have a good night.